What is good, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. It is that time of year. TV has the best settings for Black Ops 7. Let's get right into it, starting with the controller settings. I play on default flip. This is all personal preference. I used to play on tactical for years and years, but I switched to default to play on hybrid, and I'll explain that later in the video. I use 1.60, 1.60 for my sensitivity for both horizontal and vertical. I would say if you're just beginning, put it on 1.5 and then slowly progress, get a little bit higher. To the highest I'd probably play on is like 1.65. I know there's some people that play on super high senses, but I like to keep it decently fast to keep up with everything, but not too fast. But as this game develops and people learn the routes, the wall bounces, and everything just a little bit better, it's probably going to speed up a little bit. So playing on 1.6 is like a good middle ground throughout the whole year. And then I have I shoot with my bumpers. So L1 and R1 is what I shoot with and aim in with. And then my my triggers I use for tacticals and grenades. Control vibration is off. Then the dead zone inputs. My left stick min is always on 0. Left stick max, I have it on 80. It's really good to lower it from the usual, which is 99. So when you're moving your left stick, it's already calculating the movements faster than if you have it on 99, because then you have to go all the way on the outer part of the stick rather than just like a little movement to already start moving around and strafing around. My right stick is on 3. This depends on your controller, if you have stick drift or not. Shoot at a wall, see if it moves, and keep it at that number. Let's say you start at 1, you shoot at a wall, and your controller starts moving, your analog starts moving, then put it to 2. Do that same test until it stops moving. And then my right stick max is on 90. Left trigger and right trigger dead zone is on 0. And now we're going to go to the aiming tab. First things first, we got to go to the aiming advanced settings. We need to have dynamic on. Always dynamic aim assist or dynamic aim response curve type. It's just been the best since it's been introduced into Call of Duty ever since, I think, what, MW19. And then we have ADS, sensitivity, transition timing. I just have this on instant. Go down here, make sure you have target aim assist on. Unless you're one of those people that hates playing with aim assist on, you don't want you can turn it off, but make sure you just have target aim assist on. And now the biggest thing is the movement, because movement is so important in this game, especially with the wall bouncing and the slides, the omni movement, all that good stuff. So sprint assist I have on. Sprint assist delay, make sure you have that 0. Sideways sprint assist and backward is both on as well. Then I have corner slice off. This is personal preference. It does not actually like affect how your character looks, but it's just personal preference. You want to have it on or not. Crouch assist I have off, and mantle assist I have off as well. And then go down here, I have hybrid. So pretty much what hybrid does is you're able to tap only to slide, and then you can also dive while you hold your analog in. And you can't really play with hybrid while you are on tactical. That's why I made the switch to default, so I can play on hybrid, so I can slide and dive. Tap to slide. It's a little bit delayed when you are trying to slide, so I would not use that one. And then dive only, you definitely don't want to disable the slide. Sliding is such a key component in movement in this game. You do not want to do that. Slide only honestly isn't bad, because diving, we'll see how this game develops, but it doesn't feel like it will be used for like engaging in a gunfight. It seems more so like a defensive maneuver in this game to get away from things. But personally, the best thing to play on is truly hybrid. It does take some time to get used to, though. Slide only isn't bad, because you're going to be sliding a lot more often in this game than you are diving. And then sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on. Tap to slide. Movement advanced behaviors is a big one, because you want to have single tap run. Usually it's on single tap sprint, but you want to have single tap run, so you're instantly going the fastest as possible right when you hit your analog, the left analog to sprint. And then ground and mantle I have off. I want to keep all the mantle settings off, so when I'm in a gunfight and I'm shooting, I hit like my X button, I don't accidentally just climb on a wall, do a sideways mantle, a backwards mantle, and lose a gunfight because of it. So that's why I keep my ground and mantle settings off. And combat settings, don't really think I changed anything in here. Weapon mount activation, I actually just turned that off. But yeah, that's really the only thing. And now it is time for the graphic settings. So I always play on full screen exclusives to make sure I'm getting as many frames as possible in the game. You just want to make sure you have your GPU selected, whatever you have. I have a 5080s, that's what I'm using right now. Then I have on plus boost for NVIDIA reflex low latency. If your GPU is better than your CPU, you should use on plus boost. And I think it's if your CPU is better than your GPU, you have on for this. And then just make sure you of course have the most frames possible. So screen refresh rate is on 279 auto, and nothing really over here. Quality, this is a big one. You always need to make sure you have fidelity FX CAS on with the cast strength to 100, or the game will look like Roblox. It looks very good with when you have it on 100 though. And then you're gonna have off. VRAM scale target is going to be 80. Variable rate shading on. Texture resolution normal. Texture filter anisotropic low. Oh my god, I can't speak English anymore. Sorry, it's late. I'm gonna just show you guys all these things. Depth of field off. Detail quality low. Particle resolution very low. Bullet impacts on. Persistent effects on as well. Shader quality low. On-demand text streaming will be minimal. Local text streaming quality low. Shadow quality very low. Screen space shadows off. Occlusion and screen space lighting off as well. Off for this. A low for static reflection quality. Terrain quality low. Volumetric quality low. Deferred physics quality off. Weather grid volume quality low. Water quality off. Wow, that was a whole English lesson. I gotta go start reading again. And then we're gonna go to view. Off. My field of view, I play on 100, but honestly, you can kind of have fun with this. You can play on 105. I think the highest a pro plays on is like 107. But if you want to have fun and make your game look like a montage, you can play on 120. But I've always played on 100, or I've also played on 97 for a little bit. So there's like the 2 hours always playing on. ADS field of view will be affected. So if you're on independent, it will zoom in a lot when you aim down sight, but with affected, it does not do that. Weapon field of view is on wide, so the gun looks smaller. You have more of your screen to see instead of your gun taking up more of your screen, and it might cause you to miss an enemy on the battlefield. World motion blur will be off. Weapon motion blur will be off. 50% for first and third person camera movement. Make sure you have this so your game will not be shaking as much when you're running around. And you want to have motion blur off because it will look blurry when you're looking around if you have that on. So you want to make sure you have that off as well. Now we're going to go to interface right here. The important one is your HUD bounds, because your HUD bounds normally start, or let me reset it. Your HUD bounds normally start like this, and then you want to make sure you bring them all the way in. If you do not bring them all the way in, you'll have to look further out to see your minimap. So you want to just condense it on your monitor. Minimap rotation, of course, you want to have on. Everything else is just pretty simple here. Telemetry, I like to have my FPS counter, server latency, and packet loss on just to see what's going on. If I'm on a bad server, if I'm getting joked, or if I'm on 2ping doing the joking, what my FPS is and all that good stuff. And if I'm getting packet loss as well. It's very important. So that's what I have for those. Color customization, you can also completely change everything. In my color filter, I have filter 2. So this will allow you to decide what your color is on the minimap, what your team's color is, your enemy's color is, all the other good stuff. So you can really like mess around with that stuff and figure out what's the most comfortable for you. And then when it comes to audio, we have game and music volume on 0, because when you're in the lobby, the music is blasting. And this is all different depending on your setup, because I have a Go XLR, so my settings might be a little bit different that someone uses a Astro mix amp, for example. I use headphone bass boost to try to just get the highest and the most crisp sound cues as possible. And then reduce tinnitus sound. This is when you get stunned or flashed, that sound it makes. It reduces it a little bit. So I like to have that on. Hit marker preset, this is in every game. So you can do like the old school Black Ops hit marker sound, or you can just do the default Black Ops 7 one. Or you can do none, but that's kind of crazy if you just play without hit markers. I feel like that just doesn't feel like you're playing Call of Duty. So that's pretty much like the main thing you want to have on for the audio. And that will do it for the Black Ops 7 settings video. If you guys have any questions, you can leave it in the comments down below, and I will do my best to try to answer all the comments, because I know you guys probably have a lot of questions and stuff. And of course, there's gonna be a lot more videos coming out of this game. I'm having a great time playing it, getting used to the movement, learning the maps and everything. The only thing I will say that's pissing me off right now is the doors. There seems to be a lot of doors on a couple maps that are just like, they're kind of annoying. But other than that, I'm really enjoying the game. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well. If you made it to the end of the video, you are a real one. I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, my name is Attach, and I'm out. Peace.